RWBY.
RWBY. RWBY. RWBY.
You know, we've gotten so much better at that.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the last time we're going to do it.
We're going to be
Although-
so far out of practice.
Yeah.
Are we
Yes.
going to have to start going Ranger now? Right? Because Ruby,
I didn't
Nora,
put-
Jean, and Ren.
I didn't put that one together. That's
Ranger.
good. I was trying to think of
Ranger. Maybe. I don't know.
That's
we'll
not
see.
bad.
We'll see.
Ruby, Jean, Nora.
Ranger.
That works.
Ranger.
I'm
Team
okay with this.
Team Ranger.
Team
There was another
Ranger.
one who came up with it was RRJN for Regent.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if
Well,
they're going to
to-
still do the team names.
To be fair, no, you can't do that. Never mind. Sorry, I had one of them. Like, no, wait, that doesn't work.
No. Well,
I'm not very good at these.
so RWBY Volume 3 is over for right now.
It was really stressful.
It was
Yeah.
very stressful. I mean, first
boy.
off, you know, the whole thing with, you know, Yang losing an arm, and then of course Penny and Pyrrha.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, does Rooster Teeth just hate redheads? I mean,
Apparently.
honestly, think about that. The two
They're
two prime
they're
redheads
adding
are
they're
gone.
they're adding to my complex.
Yeah.
Oh, first Jean and now this.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
but,
we missed a World of Remnant, the Four Maidens, which it gives more in depth discussion about the maidens
Yep.
and what entails with being a maiden.
Well, I feel like, considering that people have called our theory about Ruby being one of the maidens into question, this is a good watch
Sure.
for this.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fair. We don't know. None of us know.
No.
None of us know what's going on. It could just be, you know, oh, she's got silver eyes. That could be it. It could be, oh, hey, it just happens that they sort of crossed over here and,
Sure.
you know.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
we'll
But
see.
first things first. World of Remnant.
Deep in the forests of Remnant, beside a great and mighty river, stood the small, fragile home of a cold, frail man. A lone wizard. Hidden from the dangers and distractions of the world, the wizard seldom had visitors. But on this day, as he peered out his window, his gaze fell upon a young maiden. Calmly she sat beneath his tree, in a state of absolute tranquility. When the wizard demanded an explanation, the maiden simply replied, "My name is Winter. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." With that, she closed her eyes and sat in silence. The wizard told himself the girl was a fool, but the longer she sat, the more he wished to share in the serenity the young maiden enjoyed. In time, he grew tired and decided to close his eyes as well, thinking on this strange predicament. Upon opening his eyes, the wizard was befuddled to find that a second maiden had appeared beneath his tree, cheerful and spry, with a basket of fruit and flowers. When he asked for an explanation, the girl simply replied, "My name is Spring. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." To show her gratitude for his reluctant hospitality, the girl retrieved a handful of seeds from her basket and planted them in the wizard's garden.
That looked...
Yeah, she was up to something there.
Who is she? Jane Appleseed?
That's more than a handful of seeds.
That's a bushel. That's
Maybe
a
she's got some big
hardly
hands.
believe his eyes as the maiden turned what was once a mere pile of dirt and manure into a beautiful garden from which life would surely blossom. It's likely he would have gazed for hours, were it not for the unfamiliar laughter he heard from beneath his tree.
Oh.
A young woman with a warm smile now stood beside the two maidens. The wizard begged her to introduce herself, to which she happily responded, "My name is Summer. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sister." Of course, thought the wizard. But another chirp of laughter left the old man perplexed. What in the world was so funny? as it turned out, it was him. The new arrival found the wizard's insistence on staying indoors so very amusing. Why choose to view the world through a small window when the door leading out to it was right at his side? It was a compelling argument, and after only a moment of brief hesitation, the wizard left his home.
All right.
Yeah.
And stepped outside. The warmth of the sun brought with it a surge of energy and life, and soon the wizard wasn't feeling much like himself anymore. He was feeling much better. As the day drew to a close, the maidens and the wizard all settled down and prepared a feast. Winter set the table. Spring supplied the crops. Summer prepped the meal, and the wizard was the happiest he'd been in ages. But in all the excitement, he nearly failed to notice the delicate woman that now stood beneath his tree. He smiled and beckoned her to join them, asking only for her name. "My name is Fall," she replied softly. "I am on a journey and am here to meet my sisters. Who are you?" "Me?" the wizard wondered. "Well, I am but an old hermit. I have lived in these woods alone for centuries, and I'm afraid my story is not very interesting, as I have no one to love and nothing to my name." The eldest sister looked up at all that surrounded them. "But sir, do you not see? You have so much." It was true. With their help, it was now clear to see that the wizard had everything he could ever need. He was grateful, but a question lingered in his mind. "Why me?" he asked. "Why did the four of you choose to open my eyes, to share with me your gifts? Why am I so special?" The four sisters looked to one another, perplexed. Finally, the eldest spoke. "I beg your pardon, sir, but we did not do these things for you because you were special. We do what we can for everyone, because we are able." The old wizard was at a loss. Never in his years had he come across such kindness. It was in that moment that he knew what should be done. The wizard summoned his magic, every ounce he could muster, and bestowed it upon the sisters.
And thus the four maidens are born.
He smiled. "Take this gift and know now that you are able to do so much more." Now, armed with the elements, the very powers of nature, and the unimaginable magic of the wizard, the four maidens, Winter, Spring, Summer, and Fall, promised to carry onward with their journey, using their gifts to aid others, just as they had aided him. One by one, the sisters left, but before they did, they made one final promise. They promised to return each and every year to visit their dear friend.
Okay. I'm going to make a prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Ozpin.
You think he was the wizard?
Probably. I don't know.
He did seem
Interesting.
to have some kind of time dilation power.
And plus, not only that, the white hair and the eyes.
Right.
They, because, and plus, also maybe it's just because Shannon McCormick was talking over top, and
Yeah.
Shannon voices Professor Ozpin. I mean, that's.
I mean, it's hard to say. It would make sense why they chose to capture him if he has some connection to, because maybe the wizard has descendants like the Maidens.
Probably.
So you
I'm
never
not
know.
sure.
I mean,
It's perplexing. I mean, I I really want to say I know what it all is, but we
don't. The thing about that is that video told us a whole lot without telling us anything at all.
Right.
Yeah.
It told us, the entire it told us the origin story of the Maidens, which is really neat, but it tells us nothing about our theories.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's. I mean, honestly, our theories. Well, first off, let's just put this out there. The one that we know 100% we got wrong was Salem is not on the moon. Because
we kind of pulled a Piccolo.
Because what do we?
The moon's not there. The moon is there.
Yeah,
yeah,
because we were too busy looking at Salem, the glowing red eyes, paying attention to the art style,
and the fact that everyone just died.
And
we were really emotional.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to really watch it a second time and notice, oh, there's the moon. It's not on the moon. So,
well, now that leads me to think. So there was one of the kingdoms that was destroyed.
Mantle.
You think?
Probably. I was gonna say.
I mean, the Atlas military base is in Mantle now, though. But Mantle could be just like a Mordor-esque kingdom now.
Yeah.
Probably.
And there's the whole hiding right under their nose type thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah. That. Oh man.
But I don't know. It's.
I don't either.
I mean, and we're just putting out theories here.
Yeah, and
I actually was talking to a friend about this, and he was in agreement with me that RWBY is a maiden, and the idea was that we came up with is that the maidens they sort of are ordered sequentially to the season, and it's sort of like the one that succeeds the present season is more powerful. So the example was that RWBY was the winter maiden because winter always succeeds fall, inevitably.
Yeah.
And then spring would have an advantage over winter, and summer would have an advantage over spring.
Oh,
and so the powers aren't evenly matched. The powers are actually revolving.
It's just like the chakras.
Right.
Each chakra.
So
each form of chakra has its
so
advantage over the
presumably,
other.
if RWBY was the Winter Maiden, that's how she could get the jump on Cinder. Because we don't know if Cinder's dead. We don't know if she was just defeated. But she didn't look like she handled that really well.
No. And oh gosh. The
so that was kind of what we came up with, and of course in the comment section they said that we completely missed Crow's story, but we didn't. Like the Silver Eyes, he just told an old wives' tale. There was no exposition whatsoever.
Yeah, and there's nothing to say that Silver Eyes and being a maiden are exclusive.
Exactly, because if Silver Eyes means you're a great warrior, then that makes you a likely candidate to be a maiden.
I don't know.
And that's the thing is we the maidens were explained very quickly, but we do have some information that generally the advent of their powers is preceded by glowing energy around the eyes. What did we see RWBY do? She had like this glowing white energy around her eyes.
Yeah, and not only that, we witnessed it with the former Fall Maiden, and we also witnessed it with Cinder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's...
So, Cinder
what
and
other explanation is
Cinder
there?
and Amber had kind of like these sort of leaf-looking things, and then... RWBY's, I thought they looked kind of like little wings or something.
Well, hers actually, I think it looked like snow flowing in the wind.
Gotcha.
That's what I saw.
Well,
so that's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Crow's story really told us anything.
No, it left it open. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
that's the whole point of.
But to me, my
the
thing
whole point
is
of
that RWBY is the Winter Maiden.
That's a theory that he's placing forth right now,
and we're not saying that we're right or wrong.
Yeah,
But I really don't think the Silver Eyes exposition really told us much.
The Silver Eyes exposition is very interesting.
Yes,
but it's not exactly related to the story of the Maidens.
no.
It in no way says that one requires the other or excludes the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's an interesting bit of exposition, and it tells us something about RWBY, but it doesn't necessarily say RWBY's not a maiden.
Right. I mean, and it's indicative that she is a leader and a warrior.
Yeah.
So, prime candidate to be a maiden.
Yes.
That's what
it
I'm
also
going with.
explains why Ozpin said, "Oh, hey, you're leading Team RWBY."
Which, I mean, they probably know something more about that than they let on.
Yeah.
They always do.
Well, I think her mother was a maiden. Summer, of course, you want to think, oh, Summer, she's the Summer Maiden and everything just because of the name, but we really don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole key point of this whole
I mean,
thing. We
not
don't
only
know.
that, we really can't know
Sure.
until they tell us.
Yeah, and they've done a really good job with building the mythos in this way.
They have an incredible amount from what we've heard. They have an incredible amount of the world fleshed out.
Yeah. As I've heard Miles and Carrie explain it, they'd worked out a script with Monty. They'd worked out pretty much where the story is going to go for 9 seasons.
Yeah.
Which is pretty tremendous.
Yeah, that is.
Because most syndicated TV shows don't have projections for that long.
True.
Yeah, and
in some cases, some shows can't even figure out how to do world building past like 3 seasons.
Sure.
that's true.
Looking at you, Supernatural.
Oh. Wow.
Am I wrong, Micah?
I still watch it. It's a good show, but you're not.
Well, you tune in for
entirely
Sam and Dean, not the world building.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. See, I play a lot of D&D. I do enjoy, really tight, well done world building.
Well,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also like you're a big Fallout Bethesda guy, so
This
when it comes
also
to
was
world
true.
building,
Yeah.
you're a little
Yeah.
spoiled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also Mass Effect. I
Yeah,
mean,
Mass
the
Effect is
amount
what I
of
was gonna
world
bring
building
up.
that goes on in there is tremendous.
I
Well, it's
mean-
not just world building; it's universe
Yeah.
building. And when you have that whole spectrum available to you, I mean, you can do some amazing things with it. RWBY, 3 seasons in, we've only been to Vale.
Yeah.
That's it. We have not been to
And
Atlas.
we've
not been to Vacuum.
We've barely been outside. I mean, we've barely been outside of Beacon.
It's kind of giving me kind of like an Elder Scrolls vibe because it's like a lot of people got in on Morrowind. It's like, oh, now we're going to Cyrodiil and Oblivion. It's like now we're going to Skyrim. Now, so it's like new provinces open up with each iteration.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's good world building. I mean, heck,
Yes.
they may very well do like a big massive one where you can go to all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love that.
I mean, I'm sort of reminded of Final Fantasy VII, where halfway through the game, it's like, oh, hey, surprise, you have this entire world to play with now. Have fun. Or the Avatar series,
Oh yeah.
where, there's so much lore and detail and work that's been put into the setting of the show.
Yeah. Well, the world that's been built around it for the characters to pretty much play in, an infinite amount. I mean, oh man.
I mean, you have some well-defined things, but even those well-defined things are still left open-ended, so you don't know necessarily what all the possibilities are, but it makes you interested to find out.
yeah, and also Legend of Korra ties into Spirit Realm and all that.
Oh yeah.
You see,
man,
you see that's adding something in that the character has to conquer. The character has to conquer their own fear and their own spirituality and everything, and they have to figure out how they can. You see that's just good world building, and it's character driven world building where the character interaction determines the world building. And that's what Mass Effect does so well. That's what Skyrim does so well. That's what a lot of video games are able to do, that because they pretty much build this world and it's up to you to explore. Whereas a television show or a short form web series like this has a limited amount of time each week to give you to broaden the horizon a bit. Whereas in games you can broaden the horizon based upon how far you want to go in this day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the clash of the different medias, and for people and
the limitations and advantages of each.
yes,
Yeah.
You
But,
see, and it's
But I am interested in implications of the world they built in RWBY, because we've seen that, Aura is its own power, but Dust also has a power of its own. They interact with each other. And Dust, we've previously learned that, you get far enough into the atmosphere and it
stops.
it loses all its gumption,
Yeah.
And so there does seem to be some kind of relationship that, the the aura-based life forms, I guess, have with the planet, that the Grim seem antagonistic to. So it'd be interesting to see, and that's the thing. It's like, what is the world going to look like now that the beacon tower has been destroyed?
Now that the communication system's broken. Jeez. So many questions to be answered.
Yep. And we don't claim to have any of the answers.
No.
We're just
by no
spitballing.
means. And I was going to say, until next season, I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I mean,
oh man.
I hope, well, I know that they're doing well for Monty, and I know that they're doing well for the entire, even though Shane's not there anymore and everything, knowing Rooster Teeth, they're going to do good with this. They got a great team. They got the original writers. They got all the voice actors and actresses, and I know they're going to do well with this. So, seeing as how this is going to be our last Ruby Tuesday for some time, we want to thank you for taking this journey with us. I mean, it's been a heck of a journey. I mean, honestly, from episode 1 of season 1 until now, I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, the interaction we've gotten from you all and the fans, also all the Jean comments that Micah keeps getting.
My rise to supervillainy.
Oh boy,
good times.
Indeed.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me.
No, but don't really. He'll fight you.
Yeah, he will, and he's probably the best fighter here. Okay, I will say he is the best fighter.
Well,
here.
I mean, to be fair, the best fighter here is clearly not me.
I could probably get a few good shots in,
yeah,
but he's got greater longevity, and plus he's got those razor elbows.
I got nothing.
Micah the Razor Salyer.
I cut people.
Yeah,
I cut you, man.
He doesn't need a sword. He doesn't need a knife. Just
right there.
But Micah can't do that. His hand will start bleeding.
Oh gosh.
And then all the stigmata jokes show up.
Oh,
and it's
here we
just,
go.
It's not going to end well.
No.
So Micah, I'd prefer if you didn't do that.
Yeah. So once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in with us through this whole ordeal, and it's been a pleasure. Going through this with you all. So until next time, until next Ruby Tuesday, we will see you later, Internet. Peace out.